This is question number 2, book number 1, based on the 2020 NEC, and this is electricaltime.com. The emergency system transfer switch shall supply A, only emergency loads, B, emergency and normal lighting loads, C, emergency and selected normal loads, or D, emergency, normal lighting, and selected normal loads. Just want to take 30 seconds to let you know what we do here at electricaltime.com. We do online electrical classes from the comfort of your home, and then we also have this free service. So if you click on the subscribe for free NEC questions, Monday through Friday, you'll get an NEC code question and an answer sent to your email. All right, so back to our video. And the answer to this question is going to be A, and that's going to be only emergency loads. All right, so the first question we're going to ask ourselves is, what article are we talking about here? And we are talking about emergency systems. And emergency systems are found in Article 700, and that's also called emergency systems. And that's within Chapter 7, Special Conditions. And then we take a look at the parts. And we find Part 1, General. Then we find 700.5, it's called Transfer Equipment. Then we find 700.5D, and that is called Use. The first step in this question is to identify that we are talking about an emergency system, and that brings us to Article 700, Emergency Systems. The second step is to look at the parts in this article and decide which part is the most likely part to look at. Here they are. We got Part 1, General. Part 2, Circuit Wiring. Part 3, Sources of Power. Part 4, Emergency Systems for Lighting and Power. Part 5, Control. Emergency Lighting Circuits. And then we got Part 6, Overcurrent Protection. We see that Part 4, Emergency Systems for Lighting and Power, talks about emergency illumination, and in the available answers we have normal lighting, and therefore Part 4 is not our part. We also see that the other parts look unlikely except for Part 1, General. Within Part 1, General, we find 700.5, and that's called Transfer Equipment. And then we find 700.5D, and that's called Use, which tells us that transfer equipment shall supply only emergency loads, and that is the answer to this question. So it's only going to be for emergency loads. Again, that's the answer A, only emergency loads, and that's code reference 700.5D.